Being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL. With that tweet, Arizona Cardinals wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is responding to the NFL's new vaccination guidelines and the penalties that come with it. Forfeits could be in the future if a COVID-19 outbreak occurs this season. So how would that work? Back in 2020, the Tennessee Titans were set to battle the Pittsburgh Steelers in Week 4, but after several positive COVID-19 tests from Tennessee, the game was moved all the way to Week 7, and a bye was inserted in its place for the Titans. But this season, the league intends to play the entirety of its 18-week, 272-game schedule. We do not anticipate adding a 19th week to accommodate games that cannot be rescheduled within the current 18 weeks of the regular season, so says the memo that the league sent to its 32 teams. So if a game is canceled due to COVID-19 infections among non-vaccinated players and can't be made up within the confines of its already defined schedule, forfeits are coming. Every club is obligated under the Constitution and bylaws to have its team ready to play at the scheduled time and place. A failure to do so is deemed conduct detrimental. There is no right to postpone a game. A forfeit will result in a loss for the team with the outbreak. Their opponent will be awarded a win, and the forfeiting team will be considered to have played a 16-game schedule for waiver and draft purposes. And players won't be paid. If a game is canceled and cannot be rescheduled within the current 18-week schedule due to a COVID outbreak, neither team's players will receive their weekly Paragraph 5 salary. Other changes are coming that differentiate the vaccinated from the unvaccinated. Vaccinated players who are asymptomatic can return to work after 2 negative tests 24 hours apart. Vaccinated players won't be subject to quarantine as a result of close contact with an infected person. If an unvaccinated person tests positive, 2020 protocols remain in place and they will need to be quarantined for 10 days. They'll also be subject to a 5-day quarantine for a close contact with an infected person. The league says more than half of its teams have at least 80% of their players vaccinated. Nearly all clubs have 100% of their Tier 1 and Tier 2 staff vaccinated. And this memo is making it clear that the NFL wants its players to be vaccinated. But the tweet from Hopkins proves that vaccine hesitancy still exists in the league. The NFL is putting the onus on its players to get jabbed or face the possibility of hurting their team. And that's how it would work.